down. We are back, episode 4. It's been a beautiful journey thus far. We have made it to this point. I really thought we'd be canceled by the second episode. And we are trekking along. Fourth episode, very important one. Very, very proud of this one. I think that this was something that when we started out, this was what we wanted to do, was just talk cards and talk to other dudes like us that are complete crackheads and geeks. And this show, I think, is just, it joined up with what we originally wanted to do. This is what we wanted to do. So we're very proud of this episode. My name is Champ Vanderford. Won't give you my government name due to being wanted in some countries and states. And this is my partner, the one and only Mr. Matt, AKA Mediocre Cards, AKA he's killing it. And he'll show us later what I mean. And here we are, man. How has your last month been?
It was great. It was great. Yeah. I mean, to your point, this is, the first time we brought a guest onto the podcast, and we're super excited to kind of feature an interview where we do a deep dive, with another psycho collector in the hobby. But I was thinking, I don't know that I've been really into this over the past 4 or 5 years, but right now I'm completely locked in. Like, I've never been more excited about the hobby. It probably has something to do with this, but I don't know. It's just it's a fun time. It's a fun time to be picking up cards and talking to other people about it.
Yeah, no, I think it's because we've hit a certain, like obviously we're still what's called like down here, right?
Yeah.
But we're starting to really build our brains on all this stuff. So we're starting to know what's really good, what's really rare. And I think we're starting to flow with it a lot better. Like, we're not as confused, we're not as green. We're still cocky and spend our money what's called foolishly, but it's like this is a weird way to put it, but it's almost as if we now know what we're doing after all these years, right?
We do. And the market's pretty healthy right now. It feels like it's not crazy. We've had kind of the drawback from the insane COVID and post-COVID times. So the prices seem reasonable. We know what we want a little bit more. So I don't know. It's just, I don't think I've ever had as much fun doing this as I have over the past, couple of months.
It feels that the dust has settled. So
yeah.
Things are now we're starting to see what I think we eventually thought would happen with our thing, as far as cards from the 80s and 90s and like the early 10s. Like, now we're seeing that, stuff that we were buying a couple years back, like that we maybe felt good on, that there was reason to feel good on and
Yep.
whatnot, because the dust has settled. I think now, yes, there's probably going to be a couple of pop reports that are going to like blow out. There's going to be a couple of new finds, but I think for the most part, I'd say it's like 90% settled of our era, right?
Yeah.
Like that we now know of every kind of like popping player, what's what. And I think that's what you said. It makes it fun because now you're in the what's called like sandbox, and you know what like toys to play with.
Yep.
Who to play with. Everyone now, well, as far as us two, we have our people that like we go to. People bring us stuff, which I think is a key element with our thing, because I feel like eBay now is not what it was during the like boom. And it's basically auctions and connections. That's literally where it's at for us, right? There's like nothing else. Like it's flowing smoothly, man. It's and it's just beautiful, man. I just think as time goes on, I think people will come in naturally, not forced like in COVID. I know during COVID, a lot of people from other people that collected baseball and football and other things and basketball, they would come in and who's Pele, who's Messi, and you know what I mean? And there was a lot of prices that just shot up crazy. And I think now, as people come in with that drip of water instead of that river flowing, it builds our base. I don't know if that makes sense what I'm saying. Where it's
I think the base is bigger. The pre-modern base is bigger.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've just connected with more people that kind of focus on our era, or at least really care about it, or if more people have kind of trickled in. But you're right, it's not the speculators, it's people that love the players, love these teams, have nostalgia for the era. And it might only be like 500 of us, but it's a cool 500.
More than enough. I don't want too many yet. I'm still not done hunting. Man, so let's start off. That was the intro. Now let's go to our disclaimer, man. And this is just what it's about. Right before we went on, we're kind of like talking about this too. Just we buy goats and we take care of our families. Me and Matt, we do our thing. We both have jobs. We both have families that we freaking love, that we adore. And this is our escape. And so, you know what I mean? Like, no financial advice, but as I always say, this is financial advice, man. Find your flow, find your path. And once everything is settled, all your debts are in order, all your bills are in order. This is our Vegas money. This is what we play with. So that's our first disclaimer. And the official second disclaimer, shout out to my man Al. He's not responding my DMs, which is a big thing for me, right? See or read Al Jergella's disclaimer. So he does videos and his is much more thorough. It's like the 10 crack commandments. So definitely check his out because it really is very informative. And me and Matt are not experts. We think we are. We're not experts at all in this. So don't take our advice and buy the stuff that we're buying. Unless you want to raise up the market, but just research, find your path, make sure you have enough money and that your kids have what's called like groceries before you go off and buy that Zizou rookie or that Marco Van Basten second year, right? So always stay focused. Man, kickoff, big announcement was made. Shout out to Scott at SoCo Expo. We are officially the podcast sponsor of SoCo Expo, and man, I'm excited, man. We're about to start doing some good content. This is going to be coming out soon. We got interviews. We're obviously going to be at the show on the floor, showing you what it is. And for folks that are going, we are going to take some swag. We're going to take a couple of new era hats. We're going to have some shirts. If you're interested, DM us. If you are going, DM us and your size. Obviously, I'm not going to have a dude tell me, oh, can you bring me 6 large shirts? No. But if you follow us and you want a shirt, you want a hat, let us know. I got you. And we're excited, man. I'm excited. This was something that I was trying to work for a while. And Matt, man, we're going.
And I tell everybody, like, I do marketing for my day job, and you're the best marketer that is in my life. Like, you call me up, you're like, we're the podcast sponsor of SoCo. I did not know that was a thing, but that's awesome. That's awesome. And you're the mascot.
You're like, bless me. Yeah, the unofficial official mascot. You know what I mean? You have to put the unofficial. Man, I'm just excited, man. I think this is what this is about, right? Like being able to geek out without worrying about what people think about you. And
doesn't the buzz this year feel different? Like I'm biased because I'm going this year and I didn't go last year, but I feel like there's palpable buzz this year.
I'm seeing a lot of names, all those vendors that Scott has been getting in.
It's a who's who.
Dude, there's a lot of people making that trip across the pond.
There are.
We have our crew from like the Discord, I think, instead of the 5 or 6 which by the way, they made me so jealous last year with those pictures that I broke my heart. But I'm going to be in them pictures this year. But you're right. It feels like there's going to be, I think, double or triple of the amount of people that went last year. Because just on people like the people that are going to sell, that's a star-studded lineup. I'm shocked that, people are really going to forego the national and really go to SoCo. Like, I'm not going to like the national. I may drive either in like an Uber, but I'm doing straight SoCo. So, I mean, Scott, man, I can't say enough about him and his energy and his work towards this event and what this means to us. This is our Super Bowl weekend. This is our El Clásico. This is our like NBA Finals All-Star weekend. Like, and he's putting it together, man. When me and him spoke about it, I mean, he is ready for war. He is really pulling out all the stops as far as schematics, as far as just the planning of it, man. It's gonna be epic. I try like just like not to travel a lot, and this is man, I cannot wait.
I cannot wait.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm very, very proud, obviously, for our brand. We haven't even done the whole baby crawling. We're still in, like mama's arms, right? But this is big for us, I feel. I think that this is just going to be cool to be there, meet other collectors. This is the stuff that me and you, we literally dreamed about when we started this. It was like cards, stickers, talking to other geeks. That was it. That was the main point of this. And so for us to be able to go to this event and do this and be there amongst all of these collectors, I'm not going to feel like a fish out of water. I'm going to feel like a whale swimming amongst a fleet, just like freelancing in deep, dark waters. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm excited. I really do feel blessed, man. And man, we are going to take some cool swag. I was kind of already talking to my guy, this Asian guy that's got the connect out there in China. These dudes, I don't know about the tariffs and all that, but he told me that I should be placing my order in by like the end of May. And that's the plan, man. So we are going to have some cool shirts, some cool hats. And this is what it's about, man. Just like spreading our brand. Our brand is not Matt and Champ. Our brand is y'all. Our brand is the geeks. Our brand is the people that, at nighttime after your day is done, work is done, you sit, you look at your cards, you enjoy them. You always are hunting. You always are researching. And that's who, that's what our brand is for y'all. It's literally for y'all. And so excited, man. Seriously, I'm head over heels, as they say, right?
And can't wait to hang out with people that we've talked to online for years and folks on the Discord. Like I'm so fired up. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, man. We're doing a lunch that's invite only. And so far, the folks that have kind of been aligned for that, it's looked like it's going to be a star-studded affair. And like I said, I'm just excited, man. I kids now know, the wife still doesn't know. So you know how that go. I run things in my house. No, but I'm scared to tell her though. That's how I'll get killed. For cards? You're going just for cards? Are you serious? I did right. So next up, man. So yeah, shout out to Scott too, man. Wow, yeah, Scott. Thank you for just like giving our brand a chance. It just means a lot, man. Seriously. So salute to Scott, man. And next up, it's been a couple of weeks, but PWCC, Fanatics 170. I'd venture to say it was a success. I had my doubts. I think that it fed a lot of different sectors of our thing, and I think that's where they hit it out of the park. It just wasn't vintage. There was pre-war, there was pre-modern, and I think that everybody got fed. You know what I mean? As far as dealers, and people that bought. Right?
We were concerned about stuff getting lost in the shuffle, and it didn't feel like that. It felt like the rising tide lifted all boats almost. I mean, maybe a few things fell through, but I actually thought the prices, like the amount of eyes on it, kept the prices across the board pretty strong.
Yeah, no, it was a fun night. I think I haven't been that excited about an auction since probably one of those where Al was bidding on some like $150,000 like rare like rookies. Like it felt fun. It felt like you knew all of us were watching.
It was an event. It was an event in our thing.
It was, man. And man, I was able to scoop a couple of things. Were you able to grab anything?
I didn't grab anything during 170, and I I don't know. That wasn't necessarily the plan. I think it just maybe nothing struck me as I had to really go big for it. But I was definitely watching it.
Or maybe it was that you already had other things lined up. You will show us soon enough, and that's why you.
My focus was elsewhere.
Yeah, because you obviously scored some good stuff while, like, we were there bidding. You was there plotting. So, nah, man. I'm hard on them because they're very key to our thing, and so
Yes.
like I feel like our thing should get as much love as football, basketball, baseball. Like, that's just my opinion. So if I come off in the Discord as sour Sally as far as towards them, it's just because I'm a customer, so it's like I have that right to. I want them to do this. I've been wanting them to do something like this. So, they've had their errors. They've had their things where they kind of messed up some auctions where I lost out on some things just because of that. But I think that they did great. I think that for that being the first one and what's coming, is I'm hoping that they will improve. And now folks, I think they're like, yo, this did work. So I think that 180, I think is going to be crazy. I think that 180 is going to be, because I think people maybe send in a couple of feelers, a couple of things just to see what would happen. And now I think people are like, okay, there is a market, there is eyes. Now let's send in some big ones, right? And hopefully they'll put in that Maldini PSA 10 that they keep like teasing me with. They post it, and then like a day later it gets taken down. I'm hoping that is going to be in the 180. But shout out to them. I was able to grab a couple of things. I feel really good about what I grabbed. I set out, now Champ isn't just full throttle ramble where I'm just aiming everywhere. Like, I told myself, okay, I want this, I want this, I want
You're
this.
a sniper. You're a sniper now.
And like I kept, it was tough because there was some things I wanted, but I kept it smooth, and I was able to, bam, that was one of my gets. Very happy with this one. I think this is his rarest, what's called like rookie. And it's beautiful, man. I'm glad I was able to snag it. It didn't go too. Honestly, I don't remember how much I paid, but I just remember I knew I was like, no, I want it. He's a player that I feel starts what's called like pre-modern. I'd venture to say that for me, besides 78, I would say Diego's 77 disc. That to me is pre-modern birth. Like that 77 disc. And then 78 is like the floodgates open for our thing. And I know people might say, no, the 80, like 1980 or 81. But for me, I would say that 77 disc and then 78. And 78, this guy, man. So it's a beautiful, beautiful sticker, man. He looks so young, even though this dude played for like 40 years. This dude is the man. We've actually like spoken about him. We both think he's just stunning as far as how he played, hard-nosed, and was the reason I feel why you could say that they have that thing over there where they all play tough defenses. He's one of the main dudes I feel that started that.
Yeah. Yeah, he like started like a little bit of the Italian defensive identity, or at least kept it going. Look at the design on that one though. Like that looks like it has like a 70s Topps baseball vibe design, which it's absolutely beautiful.
Sweet, man. The yellow, the blue, his eyes he looks like an Italian Mona Lisa with his eyes.
He does.
Wherever you're standing, the eyes see you. You know what I'm saying? And then, man, I was very happy with this one, man. This one I've been wanting to get for the longest. This one to me, I mean, those that know me, there's so Pibe is my favorite player to collect, but this guy is my favorite player. So very happy to get this one, man.
Oh my god,
this is just one. To me is like pre-modern at its purest, man. Look at his buck teeth with the earring, with the little
earring is just great.
Michael Jordan cross, the Deion Sanders earring. His hair is all nappy.
I like the sort of scribble where like he comes through the frame with like the scribble in the background,
So 90s.
It is.
Right? It's so
it looks
nice,
like a Nike commercial.
So this one is clean, man. Very happy with this one for me. Man, I love it. I love it, man. And this pop, I was, early on, I was told that it was gonna boom crazy, and
It
it hasn't.
hasn't.
It hasn't for that one. So I'm very happy I was able to snag that.
Know what I like about that one too? I might be in the minority on this. I like the early certs. I like the idea that somebody
because I feel they're actually
early on.
correctly. So if that's a 9, that could probably be a 10, like nowadays, right?
I know
That's how
I've heard other people say the opposite, like, oh, they're tougher now, so 9s are more valuable now. But there's something about like early stickers and cards that were graded, like that start with a 2 or start with a 3. I don't know. That adds something for me, which maybe I'm weird.
That's a cool point. I feel that they probably looked at that one longer, and I think now these dudes probably only get like 10 seconds per card. We probably have to talk to Matt about this, right?
Yeah.
What's up, Hendler? Right? So we because I feel that they have such an influx of so much product coming in daily, and of every sport, non-sport Pokemon, that these dudes probably get 3-4 seconds on like a card. And I think back in the day, I think these maybe got a minute and 20 seconds. So I feel more confident that it's a 9
Yeah.
than a 9 now, if that makes any sense. I feel like
think it
that's
does.
more of like a legit 9, if a legit 9, right?
Yeah.
And man, that, like I said, I was very happy with those two. And so now let's get down to why I'm mad at you. Because you go off and like everything is going good, right? Me and you, we're good like this, right? But all of a sudden you make a comment of, yeah, man, I'm right now was like working on some things. I'm waiting on the package. Dude, what the hell? How, why, when, where, and just like show us what I'm talking about, because you know what I'm talking about.
So our second episode told everybody how obsessed I've become with the Manchester United upper deck sets, and specifically, I'm a Scholes guy. Like Zizou is probably the guy I collect most, but Scholes is kind of like right behind that. So I just became completely obsessed with learning about the rarest numbered, the hand number, the patches, the autos, like what is out there and what can I track down from the set? And shout out to Mocard Mania Morgan in NYC. Like we kind of have like a Scholes kind of plan of attack where we're always kind of sharing intel, and he's been very, very helpful. Yes.
The infatuation.
Exactly. So usually, and I think we're similar like this. We kind of sit back and we see what pops up. We check Fanatics, we check Golden, we check eBay, we're checking what's on the Discord. I became so obsessed that I started doing Instagram searches on anybody that had Manchester United stuff from 2001 to 2004.
Yeah.
And I just started firing off DMs. Like, I just started firing off DMs to people.
You went old school.
A few people that I kind of I've had chats with, a few people that I literally was like, hey man, awesome collection. If you're ever looking to move anything, I'm a big Scholes upper deck collector, and I'd love to, try to work something out. So I connect with Paul at Futera 08, who is a phenomenal collector in Scotland. Everyone go to his page. Insane stuff. Premier League, autos, Futera, upper deck, early patches, crazy R9 stuff, like an unbelievable collector.
Yeah.
And he responded to me and he was like, you know what? I'm actually shifting my collection. I'm doubling down on Futera. I want to move some of my upper deck stuff. And I said, I'd be interested in your most rare Scholes stuff, and I'd love to make you an offer. And we worked something out, and I ended up, he was able to send me 4 golds. So 2 are from 2002.
Man.
2 are from 2003. And these are, and you have one, and I'm insanely jealous of the one that you had, and that kind of prompted all of this. But what I love about what Upper Deck did, and we talked about this in episode 2, is the numbering was the player's jersey number. So CR7 is out of 7, and we saw how much that went for. But
18.
this one. So this is a 2002. This is out of 18. This is the man of the match. It's an insert. I'm trying to get the light right. But that's out of 18. So that's 2002. This is another one numbered out of 18.
Bring it like down a little bit.
Yeah, down here.
There we go.
Yeah, this is the Premier Power out of 18. So that's a 2002.
That one's beautiful right there.
And
man.
these are the two variations. So you have the third variation of this. This is the 2003. So this is the gold, one of the variations out of 18. And then we got one in the black kit out of 18. And they look pretty good. I mean, obviously, if I send them to PSA, I'm not necessarily expecting 10s, but like Paul kept them in great condition. They're rock solid. I haven't been this excited to open up a package since I got like my first Zidane rookie from France.
No, that's man, that's dope, man. So you doubled down and you just said we're going in. We're hunting.
Like I'm putting it out there.
No, man, that's awesome. That like that dude was like, you know what, man? Hey, he probably felt your vibe of you really, really loving Scholesy, man. And that's awesome that like you were able to get that. You blew my mind, dude. I honestly, I was like, wait, what? Because usually it's like one, but you started like, you showed the picture and I like, what the hell you been doing, man?
And
like,
shout out to Paul. He was like, I have 4. I was like, I would like 4. I would like all 4. So
I want them all.
And it did feel like that. Like when I was talking to Paul, it really did feel like a win-win. Like his collection was going in a different direction.
Yeah.
And I was at the point where this was like my main focus. And he's just a great guy, easy to do business with. So it was such a great experience.
Nah, man, that right there, I'm telling you, I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you.
I was just like in shock. I was just kind of like, man, hold up, man. This dude robbed somebody. There was no way. I was like, this dude went out there and hijacked. But man, that's what this is about. I can only imagine your face when that package was at your door, man. I imagine you flipped the freak out, right? Like
like that they're not all created equal. Like some of them have like that extra hype around them, whereas like we get solid stuff and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see that. But this one I was counting down the days. I was tracking
right, because obviously, right, like for me too, there's like a package every day, right? But there's those packages that you're sweating at work about, like, hold up, man, wifey, yo, be on alert. Like,
I'm gonna need you to sign that.
Don't be in the laundry room, right? Like, be ready to roll when the doorbell rings and sign. Like, so, man, I'm proud of you, man. You came back quick with that. Like, you was on it, man. Oh man, that's just beautiful to see, man.
I had to try to make something happen, so yeah, I'm happy about it.
So I actually was able to grab a Scholesy as well as of recently.
Oh my.
It was something that I saw, it popped up, and to be honest, Champ's quick trigger, right? I'm like a quick draw. But this was something that I looked at, and it goes to what we're gonna, what's called like speak about with our guests, which we're about to announce. And it was something that once it goes to being pack pulled and being from their playing days, I think it has an extra special, and on card, right? It has an extra special thing to it, right?
It does.
So I feel lucky with this one, man. So let me display it.
I cannot wait to see this. Oh my God.
So I feel blessed that I was able to get this one, man. This one's nice, man.
Awesome. Out of 100?
Yeah. It's out of 100. It's
black. Look at that.
Well, I said 1998, but it's what's called like a 02 on card. I love its design. It left enough space for the auto. He signed it nice, perfect, and right at the nice angle. Now his whole flow has changed a little bit, so this is more so his original kind of like auto is not the one where they send him 40,000 what's called stickers, and he's got to sit there on like a Sunday and sign. So this one I feel is like as close as his real auto as you could get. And man, I jumped on it quick, man. I jumped on it quick. It came up. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably like eating some, like Colombian food or something, and it popped up. I quickly attacked it. I'm happy because this was what I wanted. Like, there's one other one that I really want, a auto of his.
Yeah.
If it drops, I'll get it. But this was the one I was like, yo, man, I have to get this. So
I
man,
love
Scholesy has been getting
everything.
killed by us, man.
Dude, we're on the Skulls track.
We have been
I
searching
love
for
everything
it,
about that card. I
right?
love the white space. I
That's what
love
I'm
kind of
saying.
the
They left
black.
it perfect for it, right? Like, oh,
I don't know.
so
We're
love.
not trying to pump the set, but like we just love the set.
No, we are trying to pump the set because we want more of them to come out so we can buy them. Right? This is a different flow on here on PWCC. We pump and then jump. It's not a pump and dump. We pump and then jump on them, right? But man, I'm very, like I said, I'm thankful to you because Scholesy, like the last couple months, man, I was able to kind of like what we were what's called like talking about getting that fire back. And
Yeah.
I think Scholesy was a player that I really hadn't jumped in on. And then for me to go back and research him, watch clips, watch a couple of full games, watch him talking. It just brought back this thing and like the like kidding me to just be able to search for him and man. So thank you, man. You really caused the beast in me, man.
You're hitting on a good point though, because sometimes a new player or a new set or a new era that can reinvigorate your love of
Yeah.
the passion that you have for the hobby. It can bring some energy. So that is awesome. I love that card.
We did it, man. And man, we're here at the point where I think this is our proudest show yet. I think this is by far our best episode yet. I think this one's going to be very hard to top. When we sat down and we kind of spoke about people that we wanted to, talk to and kind of like link up. When this player came up, immediately this name came up. And it was like there was like no one else. It was like, yeah, him. Oh, of course. Like who the hell else? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So we reached out to him. He was very open. And man, he's someone that we both highly respect. I think the entire community respects him. I think he's someone that has so much fun with it, but he also stays on point with it. Like he's having fun, but he's laser sharp focused, man. He's always on it. And it's really truly what's called like blessing that like we're able to sit down with him, speak to him for a while. It was dope. He showed us cool items. And so we're just, like what was it about it that you think made this so awesome? What like we're about to see? Like,
Yeah, and we're talking about Thierry Henry, and we're talking about the brilliant Dan at Dreamcast Cards, who we're going to interview, and I feel like Dan has such interesting thoughts on collecting theory, and I like how he busts out of some of the rules that maybe we put around collecting, where I'm big on I don't touch post playing days, and I don't do modern. I put these rules around myself, and Dan's like, screw it, I like that stuff. I'm gonna get it. And I think he's got such a diversity, especially with Thierry Henry within his collection, that he was the best guy to bring on to talk about the range of Thierry Henry's catalog, where you and me have some good stuff, but he's the master. He's the GOAT. We got to talk to the GOAT.
Oh, sensei. Nah, man. This was amazing, man. I really hope our crew, I hope that y'all enjoy this because we enjoyed it. It was a fun night. So peep it out, man. Here it goes. Ta-da! Bam! So this is a monumental, epic. This is, like I said, this is something that I feel this is like an honor. Someone that needs no introduction. I think everyone in our world knows Dan. Everyone knows what Dan's about. Everyone knows that Dan is hardcore, search and destroy, always hunting, always seeking. picks up the most beautiful items of the stuff that he collects at all times. Is somebody that from the moment that I came in was probably one of my top follows. And as time has gone on, he's just aged like fine wine. It's just better stuff. His stories, his posts. I mean, it doesn't stop. It's nonstop action. This is like an 80s action movie with Dan. And so me personally, and I know Matt, we're very honored and proud that we're able to link up with you and discuss this amazing player, man. And so, want to say welcome to the Primo podcast, to the Dreamcast Cards, aka Dan, aka Gold Rush, aka Goldfinger, aka Fort Knox, aka El Oso del Oro. I mean, there's just so many names. I could just keep on going, man. And just thank you, man. Seriously. Thank you. Thank
you guys for having me. Getting introduced by you, Champ, is basically a hobby achievement unlocked for me now.
You've made it.
Yeah, this is awesome. You guys have a great show. It's none of that like investment, who's hot, who's not. It's just passion on the show, and it's being authentic collectors. So I'm really happy to be here with you guys.
And you're one of those too, Dan. We're so happy to have you as the first Primo podcast guest. But yeah, give everybody just a quick intro on who you are and kind of your collecting lands.
Yeah, I'm Dan. For those that don't know me, I've talked to most people in the hobby, I feel like, over the years. Been collecting 4.5 years at this point, collecting soccer, basically solely that. I lifelong fan of the game. I'm roughly of the same generation as you guys. 98 World Cup was kind of what really, I played my whole life since I was like a little kid, but 98 World Cup put it all on the map for me. France and Brazil, like that head to head. And then into like the early aughts, Ronaldo and Zidane were the biggest stars in my head. Late 90s, early 2000s, I was playing soccer, in like high school when Ronaldo had, did the haircut. I think it was.
Did you have that? Did you have that too?
I don't know. But it was, it was cool. Like, so many kids had that. And do you guys that, like, I'd go to tournaments and stuff and people would have that hair. Right?
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, I really fell in love with France. I wasn't really like USA, wasn't really a team I was getting behind at that point in time, not the men at least. And so I was like, I adopted France, Zidane, and Henry. And then really like just kind of long story short, that's when streaming came about. YouTube was like, kind of like was a new like startup at the time. I was like bootlegging streams of like AC Milan, like Inter games, like pirate streams, like clicking out of the old, like, there's like all the pop-up ads and the janky ass streams. And I was like watching that with my little nerdy soccer friends. And I started watching Arsenal, and like Henry was on Arsenal and they were winning all their games. And that's sort of the origin story of my, my Arsenal and Henry fandom. And then as a collector, it just runs in my family. My dad was a collector. He collected like lots of things. He collected old antique French knives. He had a crazy Frank Zappa collection.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So like he was in the weeds. In 2010s, I started like buying vinyl. Vinyl records started coming back. So I'd buy the vinyl and I'd put them in the archive sleeves, and I have an outer sleeve on them. I sort of realized like, well, if you take good care of these things, you can sell them if you don't want them later, and taste change. The things you like change over time. And that I really, during the pandemic, I became a new dad too. And I just like, this was introduced to me through the craze on social media. And I felt like I already had the DNA and the tools to do it. And I just like dove in. The last thing I'll say is that I bought my first Henry card. It was the first card I bought was the 2006 World Cup foil. You guys know those beautiful, like foil cards.
That was the first thing I went after when I got into the soccer hobby. It's so funny you say that, Dan. Like I went after all those foils from the 2006 box. I was obsessed with that set.
Yeah, so nice. And I set out. I was like, yeah, everybody's talking about this and that guy, and nobody's talking about Thierry Henry at all, at all. And I thought that's like my favorite player. This would be a fun little lane for me. And I sort of like took the approach of like, this is like still my approach to this day is like, I'm never going to have like the crazy, like, and not anytime soon, I'm not going to have the craziest grails under the sun. There's guys like Henry Ma, who has like all the modern one of one Henrys, like the immaculate platinum autos, and like he's got prism blacks and stuff like that. And then there's like, like Yangi has like the rookie and a PSA 10. Like I'm not going to have those anytime soon, but I was like, I do want to build like a standout collection. And the way I'll do that is like, I will get all of his cards from his playing days. And I'll get the best like modern cards that I can, and that's been a lot of life. That's sort of kind of where the gold rush obsession came in, was finding those because they're really hard to find. And here I am now talking to you guys.
Man, dude, I feel that he's your pibe. You know that team is like me and you. I see that you also do what's called like women's soccer.
Yeah.
You do Arsenal and you do Henry, and I'm like, I do pibe R9, I do Colombia, and I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like we have the same type of deal, man. And it's crazy too, like what you said about the gold. They aren't that easy, man. And so it's crazy to me how you constantly are pulling out golds, finding them. I now know that when I see a gold that I want, I jump on it because there's people like you, right? That are always going after them now. And I think as the next couple years like wind down, man, I think that these things are just going to be more like attached to us because of how hard they will be to get. You know what I mean? Like, and hearing your story, man, that's cool that it does run, you know what I'm saying, like in your blood. I love hearing that because once we see our parents or in my case, my like brother, it was like you see them with comic books and cards and you're like, it's in our blood. So for me, it was the same thing. We freaking like jumped in. And immediately it was like, okay, I really want to get through it. You know what I mean? And man, I have to be honest too about something. I hated Henri until I got back into the hobby. And the reason is because I was a Brazil fan. So
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate, right? I didn't appreciate, him wearing the R9 jersey, like afterwards when he exchanged it with them. I felt I've always had this image of, what I'm saying, like French people, right? Like, because I'm American, I'm American. And I always hated it because I felt it was him, with the swag about it, kind of like, hey, I beat the best player and I'm wearing his jersey. Kind of like a gladiator rips the head off of you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I viewed it up until I got back into the hobby. And a real short story. And it's crazy too, because like I said, in my house, it was like I was with Brazil, and then my like brother loved, he had a thing for France after. So he had like a couple of teams, but that World Cup, I was depressed. I wanted, what I'm saying, R9 to win. So I didn't like him. I thought he was smug. Now that I'm, older, I think his confidence, his class, it's unmatched. I feel like as time has gone on, he's gone up on my ranks. And to be honest, he was the second card. So I've only subbed, I think, like 3 times ever, right? And his sticker was I want to say it was number 22. I was the 22, like, that subbed it. And that was a big moment for me because I bought it. I thought it was like a PSA 2. It ended up being, I think, a PSA 5. And that was one of my moments in this hobby that I'll never forget, waiting on that email. And I remember seeing it in that slab, how beautiful, like, And it's like now I like the guy, right? But for years, bro, it was like I was anti-Henry. I used to call him Henry. I couldn't call him Henry. I was like, I'm not gonna use the accents, right? But I honestly think, man, when he really got on that team and they dominated. It was like a 2-team battle for I don't know how many years. I actually spoke to someone. They were telling me every week it was like you were trying to see his goals and you were trying to see Rude's goals. Like they were going back to back every week. It was like freaking like Rocky versus like, you know what I'm saying, like Apollo. And now I appreciate the guy so much, man. And so it's really cool that you was like catching the streams. That's probably my biggest thing that I wish that I could go back and see all those games live as they were happening and catch it, right? Because me, I just didn't have access to it on that level. And so now whenever I go back, I feel like I was robbed almost just to see how good these guys were back then. I mean, yeah, soccer is good now, but back then I feel it had more, I don't want to say seasoning, but it just was a little different, almost like kind of like basketball, right? Where if you look at the 80s and 90s, you know, now it's cool basketball. I love watching basketball now, but that era just means I don't know if it has to do with us being young and kind of being attached to it. But yeah, I just wanted to share that I hated that man for a long time. It took a while for me to get over it, man. And so whenever I actually bought his sticker, it was just kind of like, all right, this is where I have to swallow pride. Like, do I really want the sticker? Yes, it's freaking beautiful, right? And it was like, but dude, he freaking wore that kit, man. He was walking around with the trophy, kissing the trophy.
That's what pissed you off.
But man, but he's a stud. I mean, you know, I think he's arguably the top player in that league. I mean, am I off on that? Do y'all think of all time?
For me, yes, and I want to say that's general consensus.
Right? Like he's,
you know, and it comes down to, you know, comes down to, you know, he has the most golden boots of anybody in the league at 4. And I think just his influence. I mean, his stats. I'm not a big stats guy, to be honest. Like, I just don't think soccer is that big of a stats sport. So I come at it a little bit different. My perspective is just like, I mean, I'm biased, but I just think the way that he dominated during those years was unlike anybody else. And he did it in a way, you know, like you mentioned Ruud van Nistelrooy. Like, I love playing as him in FIFA back in the day. He would score goals, but he was more of a 9, like, you know, kind of, he had the full bag and like, you know, up top. Henry did so many different things that was, and I got to shout out Ronaldo too. I was thinking about this. I was like, Ronaldo was a new school of striker when he started coming up. I mean, nobody had like the power and the elegance of Ronaldo. I mean, that's kind of what made him special. Was like, to me, it was the combination of all of the best traits of all the best players. And that's sort of what Henry has for me. Like, I just think he had. I mean, I've watched some games back, and they've aged so well. I mean, so much from that era hasn't aged well. If you watch it, you know, it was a lot more, you know, just clunky, and his skill set was crazy, and he had everything, and he could pass it, he could drop in the midfield, you know. And so, anyways, you asked about, is he the top in the Prem? Of all time, I don't think that's a lot of people would argue anybody else.
No, I think that is sort of consensus, and you're right. He was a different type of striker. Like R9 changed the striker position, but he was such a more versatile guy than the guys that just sort of posted up in the box and waited for headers and waited for service. Like, he attacked with the ball at his feet. His speed was jaw-dropping. Some of the highlights of him, he would just kick it into space and absolutely explode by people, which was not something you saw. And I just loved the partnership with Bergkamp, which, I mean, what a symbiotic relationship between two beautiful players. Like, that was just the heart and soul of those Arsenal teams.
And so we got to get to the good stuff. Why people are watching this episode.
Is this a card podcast?
Man, we're gonna go. Matt, what's your favorite Henry? I'm not gonna say Henry. What's your favorite Henry sticker that you have, man?
I'm a primo guy. I don't dip my toes in the modern waters like you gentlemen. So I mean, Panini foot, my favorite set of all time. I think the true rookie. I only have a 6. Dan's gonna trump me in a couple of seconds here with an 8, but I think this is one of the most iconic pre-modern stickers. The fact that it's a Panini foot, the beautiful design. I love like the 90s look of like a young Henry, little more hair than we're accustomed to. Just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, iconic sticker. That is my favorite Henry. I know that's sort of like the plebe take, but I love everything about that rookie sticker.
Yeah, no, I think it's top 5 in pre-modern. I think you can even argue it being top. Like it can't be beat, right? It can't be beat. Do you want to show your Drago, as I call it?
Drago. So this is the alternative rookie for those that know, but it is the rare Russian version that I picked up. This is a 5 from a great collector, my friend Morgan, Mocard Mania, up in New York. But he was kind enough to make a deal with me on that one. And I would think that's actually probably his rarest rookie, the Russian variation. So very happy to get my hands on one of those. I think there's something like 12 or 15 graded by PSA, which is just insane. But again,
Leo has about 46 popping next week.
Yeah, exactly. I also like this. Looks like it kind of looks like an old like Topps baseball card. Like it kind of has like an 84 Topps with the headshot down in the corner and then the action in the background. Like amazing design. Amazing design.
Hey Matt, there's one other little detail about that one that I think is just kind of cool and funky. Yeah. I have the Spanish here.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, there are 2 of these Equipos Europa rookies. I'm holding up the Spanish. Matt held up the Russian. The Russian's the very rare one. If you look at the back, it's kind of a standard back. The Russian has a different back that is just kind of like, it's just kind of cool. There's this little funky sun.
Yes.
Cartoon. Does he have sunglasses on?
It's really, really, it's strange. So there's a little sun with sunglasses, and I don't know what it says, but it's definitely something very exciting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, champ.
Random box. Man, no, that's heat, man. I really like this one. Which is the Monaco team photo with the blue border.
Beautiful.
This is beautiful to me, man. I was trying to search for this one for so long, and it's just beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful.
So I don't have one of those, and I honestly don't know a lot about it. I was going to ask you if you know, like, that's from the previous year.
Yeah.
Right? So that's 1995 foot. And that's he only appears in the team photo. He doesn't have a headshot sticker that year, which is a fun fact. So that in a way is like, that's his first appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if that would have been sick if he was in that set though too, right? That freaking like blue border. But I think it's fitting that he was in like the red border. I'm telling you that they gave us literally one of the, like I said, top like rookies in that border, man. And those 2 that like y'all showed, I think I mean, I love it. Like I said, it's super cool when a player has one rookie, but the fan in me, I like more rookies than just one. Like, so for him to have 3 and then this as like your like 4th piece or whatever is like, it makes it cool to me. So it's man, he's He's that guy. He's that guy. Man, Dan, let's start the tsunami, as I'm calling it, the rush. Obviously, this episode is called Creme Brûlée for a reason. So I wanted to shout out our sponsor. Champ's been working behind the scenes on sponsors. I have some goodies from Madeleine. Right?
Look at that. Very appropriate.
And you know, I felt it was only right to be the first card show to actually eat creme brulee on an episode called Creme Brûlée.
I'll be happening right here.
You know what I'm saying? And I am the fat boy too of the bunch, so it was only right. It was only right. Shout out to our sponsor again for providing me with great, luscious pastries for today's episode. And this is for Henri and for y'all, man. My Jesus Lord.
Man, if you're listening to this on the internet,
oh my God.
You are witnessing
Let's start the party
right now.
Let's start the party. This is
it has to be the first creme brulee eaten during a hobby episode of anything like this. That's amazing. All right, should I here? I'm gonna grab this. I brought you. We were talking about this a little bit. I might have mentioned this, but I didn't put this together. But I found this, and I said, you know, I like to enhance. Once you get the rookie, have it for a few years. You say, like, what else is there, right?
Yeah.
I found this, and I can't believe somebody put this in. This is a full album, and it's in great condition.
Man.
I mean, these French foot sets are just sick. And I'll go to the France page and try to hold it up.
Oh my God,
bro!
It's stuck in. Isn't that cool? And I'll kind
that is awesome.
Coffee table city, man. Oh my God, bro!
And I'll bring this to the national. If you're at SoCo, I'll bring this. I think this is just like a piece of history.
Even the cover of that is sweet. Like that is an awesome album.
Box, dude. That is so dope, man. That is so dope.
It's slightly metallic, right? Like you can kind of see that. I mean,
dude.
These French kits though, too, just sick.
Amazing.
That is in great shape, by the way. Jesus.
Yeah.
Those are usually beat up, man.
Or like incomplete. I'm so lucky to have that. Here's my 8.
Stunning.
Matt, you'll have an 8 someday. Nice.
I gotta upgrade
one day.
But I got my little notes here. I just wanted to, like, you know, for people, I think, you know, pre-modern, like, you know, you guys have covered pre-modern supply pretty well in past episodes. I've been really, like, you know, I was really nodding my head along to, like, you know, you got to know about supply and you got to watch prices, and it's not a market you just jump in on and you start buying, you know. It's gotten a lot better in recent days. So I'm like, there's a while there where I wasn't buying as much. Anyway, I'll cut to the chase. This one, just so people know, right now has a total population of 110 in PSA total across all grades. So there's 110 of these, and the 8 is a pop 22 with 22 higher.
Wow.
It's funny too, because like the pop reports in our world, like we think like, oh, that's, you know, that's kind of a lot. It's like that is nothing for one of the most iconic stickers in pre-modern. You know, 100 graded by PSA. That's insane.
Yeah.
And I was number 22 in what I was in 20. I want to say in the end of 21 or middle of 21. I was number 22. So that's about 20, 25 a year, right? Like 20 something a year. That's nothing. That's nothing. And there's folks like Leo that are hunting that all the time. But like, you know, like we've said, that French stuff, man, it's not, I guess, it's not as we assume it to be, like other stuff where there's boxes of it just laying around. I don't think his rookie is going to hit a large number, man. I just don't. Because it would have hit already. Early on, his prices for a 3 was a lot, right? Like, so if that didn't, you know what I'm saying, like bring him out, it's always going to be low, I feel, man.
You said something interesting, Dan, that it almost seems like, based on watching your page and kind of how you collect, it's almost like you started in pre-modern and then maybe deviated to some of the lower pop, rarer numbered modern stuff. And then I don't know if you've gone back, but I don't know, any insight you have on maybe why you had that evolution or your take on kind of the market in general.
100%. I'm glad you brought that up. For me, it was collector fatigue, and for anybody out there listening to this who's like, I've been in my lane, and like, I've kind of explored, and I'm just kind of feeling a little burnt out on it all.
Yeah.
That's sort of where I got, and I was like, all right, I'll go for the shiny new stuff.
Yeah.
And the shiny new stuff was really freaking expensive at that point in time. Like, it didn't exist. Like, I was buying Prism Silvers for like $40 at that point in time. It was just a very different era. So for me, it was like, I really have diversified my collection because of that fatigue. Like right now, like let's say hypothetically your team got eliminated from the Champions League and you're like not as excited about, like about those cards right now, you can dip back into something else. And I collect Messi, Iniesta, Neymar, Busquets, and those are like 4 players that I'm just like, they're gonna always be there for me.
Yeah.
When I need them. So that's why I've gotten into modern stuff a lot more. And I've really gone like, I just do 10. For me it's print run 10 or less for the most part. And I've started like in the past probably like 18 months. The 101s have been popping up and have become accessible to me, which has been amazing. And some of those cards you can't get some of those cards unless you make friends with people. I mean, a lot of those cards don't go. You guys know, like you got to be here. You got to have a page. I mean, somebody sold me an amazing, like, the amazing collector, Prism collector, who sold me an Odegaard 101, 2018 101 of Odegaard. It's like his first Prism card. I was talking to him about another collector who might be interested in some of his cards, and he went to that collector's page and he was like, they don't have any cards posted. And I was like, well, they post stories. Like, they have stories every now and then. I know they exist. I know people can vouch for them, but he's like, I can't do that because like they don't have. I don't know if this is going to be in good hands with them.
Right.
So that's, I guess, the other bit of insight, right? Is like, we want these cards to stay in good hands. We don't want them. The Flipper's Vortex is like this phrase that I love, where a card just, you keep seeing it at auction and it keeps becoming less expensive. And it's like, I don't want that card.
I have Leo. I have Leo in my network. That's all I need for now. I have Leo.
Well, I got some Leo cards today to show you, champ. Leo's my guy too.
No, it's crazy though. Like what you said, where you kind of got into it. I did the same thing. It was like I'm always hunting the stuff from like 80s and 90s, but it got me with like Colombian gold. That opened up a whole nother world for me, that I went into that world with everything I learned from when I first came in. So I knew like, okay, we got to try to get stuff at auctions. Don't do that. Buy it now for every item that you see. And having that patience, that stuff will come up. And it's crazy because a lot of the stuff that I'm looking for, man, it stopped popping up now. So I almost feel like once these things drop, after a couple of months, it just has like this life, and then everyone fills their beak, and then you don't see this stuff no more. Like especially the gold prisms and what's called like 101s. Like I've tried to get a couple of them, and once they're gone, they're gone. So there are people like us that aren't, I guess, public with it, and aren't really that, where they're flipping and stuff like, and so. It's a different environment though when you're going after modern. It almost feels like a whole nother world. It doesn't feel like the same as what's called like primo. Like it's scary because it's an intense world, because you have to know what to go after, because if not, you're literally every release has something now that you know what I mean. Like if I was to go after every what's called like R9 card that comes out, I wouldn't have this house behind me. I'd be living in a shed under a freeway. And like I literally just like had to, you know what I'm saying, like tell myself there was like a Barca set that came out, and I went crazy for like 3 days buying up as many R9 golds. And then like 2 weeks later, some shit like this other set comes out, and I'm like, oh fuck, man, I'm not gonna be able to do this. I just stopped right then. I knew it. Then I had people that were sending me some bootleg, you know what I'm saying, like R9s, and I'm just like, nah, I'm just gonna stick to Prism golds, and then they have to look nice too, obviously, right? And so it's like but it's scary. It's a scary world with this modern, because I think there's more eyes on it, right? With Primo, it's like we literally know when a big card gets sold, 90% chance we know who got it. With this gold stuff, this modern stuff, it's not that easy. There's dudes in Japan and Taiwan and Korea and China and you know what I mean, in Europe, like that are buying up this stuff too. So it's just like a bigger world, and that scares me because it's like it's almost, I hate to say it because I cannot say that I'm going to lose, but I almost feel like I can't hang. It's a very intense game. Like it's fast moving too, right? Like I said, once something drops, you literally have a small amount of time if you want it to grab it, because after that it's done, and you ain't seeing it because of people like us, right? Like we get it. We're not trying to sell it, like, you know what I mean. We're trying to just get it and stash it, but man, it gets intense, man. It gets intense.
There's no way to, I'll just add to that. I agree with everything you said. You kind of have to, you gotta win by failing, and you gotta take your licks and learn from them. And in doing that, like you like, if you love the cards, you will win over time. Like that's kind of where I'm at now. Is like I've taken some L's, but I've also gotten to a point now where I have this gut feeling, and this is not investment advice. This is not like, don't go out and follow your gut right now if you're new to this. But if you work your way up, you will know, and if you're in it long enough, you will know what people want, and you will know what doesn't come up for sale. And that's when you'll know to pounce. And for me, when I get some of these, like, really, the Arsenal community has grown a lot over the past couple of years in collecting. It's gotten really competitive. Not everybody's friends. Like, it's kind of, it's pretty cutthroat. And I am a ninja. I'm like, I see a card, I'm getting it. And there's a lot of people who are like, I'm going to negotiate. I'm going to get the best price. When we're talking about a card that doesn't pop up, and it's been on top of my list for years, I'm not going to haggle over $200. I'm just going to get the card.
There's a tier of cards that we all have, like, in our heads where that's the case. It's like, haven't seen it, doesn't pop up that much. It's core to my collecting lane. I'm getting it.
Yeah. No,
yeah. I feel it.
That's the like crack addict in us, man. We start scratching our necks, man. We see it, and it's like, and you're right about the whole 200 or 2,000. It doesn't matter if you want it, you got to get it, man.
But Champ, let me just punctuate one other thing you said. For anybody who collects modern, collect what you like, but also you got to realize, if you're new to this hobby and you're listening to this, a lot of everybody who's been in it a while is going to know, but these companies are in the business of printing boxes. And I've seen this with Henry. You guys, Henry is signing so much now, and he's got this crazy intense detailed auto, and it's getting sloppy.
His number's getting sloppy too. His little number that he puts is sloppy now.
You know what? And that's, if you like those cards and those are accessible and that's what you can add to your collection, hell yes, get those cards. But like, do not go above and beyond your means getting those cards. Post playing days cards will be printed for the next, as long as you're alive, they will be making Henry cards.
Yeah.
So
he's going to be sitting in Paris at a little, like, you know what I'm saying, like pastry shop, just citing them by the tons. And you're right, dude, that he's getting sloppy with it, because his early autos, like 2016, 2017, they're beautiful. They're crisp. Like, you could tell he's doing it in slow-mo almost. And the ones I've seen recently, I'm just like, oh man, that dude's lazy now. He don't care now.
You guys want to see one that I just like, my favorite auto probably?
Yes.
Auto. Okay, so this was on my list, but this is a 2017 Immaculate. All-time greats.
God.
That's beautiful.
He put the 12 in between the legs, bro.
He sure did.
Man, I love that. That set is sick, man.
But see, like that just hits different than
it's beautiful, man.
Like what your point, Dan, about how these legends are going to be signing in perpetuity, like that, the kind of like pre-boom, very unique quality auto. It's like there's something different about that than the difference between 2023 and 2024 and 2025, and that there's just that's why I just like don't venture into those waters because of like the sameness of the modern sets.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to like blast modern, but that's why it's just so easy for me to be like, you know what, it's not my lane, you know.
Yeah, it's getting bad. It's getting flooded, and it just feels like they're, you know, I hate to say it, but they're preying on like the youth. It almost feels like they're with how much is coming out, all these breaks. I tried breaks for like 4 or 5 times, and I realized like that is not the way to go. I saw quickly, and then I can't imagine how all these breaks sell out consistently. It's like, whoa, like that's scary almost, because there are a lot of people like I got burned, man, multiple times. I also got burned in collecting cards. Haha, joke. But like I felt like, man, early on, it was like I was able to take it because of, you know, I have like the means, right? But if somebody was doing what I was doing and they don't have the means, they ain't doing good right now. You know what I mean? And so that's very cool that like y'all both said, like, you gotta tread carefully, as what's called like Breaking Bad said, right? Because it could get bad and could get bad fast. That auto, that set, those early, you know, 15, 16, 17, man, that auto is perfect, bro. Like, and I'm telling you, like he for him to put that number so perfectly, like some of them now you can't even tell what number it is. You don't know if it's 12 or 14, and then he'll have like, but obviously that's not him. But on some of them now, they're putting the other one on a one that's supposed to be a 12. It's a freaking what's called like 14. I hate that. You know what I mean? Like they're starting to do that too a lot, right?
A lot, yeah. So for those that don't know, Henry signs a 12 on France cards and a 14 on Arsenal cards if they're on card. Actually, here, let me show the difference here. This is one of my favorite post-playing days. Henry's 20 Immaculate Immortal Ink, and you can see the 14 in there.
Man.
Dan, would you grade those, or do you just love them in the one touch? Like, you know,
I'm a one touch boy for these. These are thick
it looks
boys.
great.
One touch king. One touch king. You should get sponsored for it. It's all the promo you do for the one touch.
I know. Well, I love, shout out GTI. That's my GTI supplier, my new favorite little one touchers. I'm not sponsored. I just love them.
You should be, bro.
You guys, it occurred to me. I was like, I mean, I like grading. I just graded recently. I was like, why am I spending all this money on grading when I can get like sick cards for grading fees?
Yeah.
So,
all right.
That's me personally.
Keep on with the France, man. Bring out
some
France goodies.
France. So we'll just go to like, this is the Henry auto for me though, the Nobility.
Oh my goodness.
That's one of the more, in my opinion, underrated sets that I just feel it doesn't get enough love for how beautiful the eye appeal is on these, man, on these autos. Like those images so crisp. They left the space for the auto. They left like it wasn't no 30 colors, you know what I mean? Like out of 200, out of 180, out of 150. I think it's only like 2, right? I think it's bronze, gold,
bronze, gold, orange,
regular, and orange, right? Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
But that one to me, so I only have one of his, and I have that one, but the what's called a regular one. But when I saw it, I mean, eye appeal wise, that's one of the sickest cards I've seen of his, man.
Yeah.
It's got the zoom up on him, and that set is lovely, man.
Yeah.
That's part of nobility. That's a nobility.
Yeah.
No, what's funny is that I agree with you, Champ, that it's underrated. Yet every time I bring it up with another collector, they love it too.
I know.
It's beautiful, man. Oh
it's
my
awesome.
God. Cards.
We live in a bubble, though. There's a lot of new people who have not heard about it.
Oh, beautiful, man.
So let me just add to this. The reason these cards are sick because it's the hollow foil on the side, and then it's the paper in the middle, the matte paper. And I think that's like a 90s basketball card thing that you see sometimes. It's just, as a card design, is like, it just is, it's a good formula. And then like Champ, like you said, they left a little space for him to sign. Signing foil cards, Henry has some signed foil cards, and it just doesn't work. It's hard to sign foil. So this is one of my favorite Henry cards.
That is sick, man. Awesome. Oh my God.
And then we'll bring it back to just pre-modern, because that's what you guys are about. And that's what we are. That's what we all love too. And I thought, I could show like the France 98, like that's pretty iconic at this point, the World Cup sticker. But this is the Super Campeonato.
Wow.
And it's a cool little sticker. I actually was talking to Mills about this after I bought it a few years ago. Great action shot. You can't see it on the camera very well, but there's some embossed foil.
Yeah.
Just like little lines that go through the cards. This is a really cool set. So I did some research on this today. Like I was like, I don't know much about this set. So this is a La Liga set. You guys know
really?
That? Wow. Yeah. And it has every La Liga player. Like, it's Luis Enrique is on Barcelona. Shout out Luis. He's awesome. But but it's really interesting. There's this this is the Estrellas Internacionales. Sorry, Champ, I'm probably butchering that. But the World Stars. There's a small subset of like inserts or whatever that are like international superstars. And I think I wrote that down here. Who's on that list? Ronaldo, Zidane, Bergkamp. I think like Zador are on that. And then there's team badge cards. And the team badge cards are basically like a who's who of. It's not La Liga at all. It's Ajax, it's Bayern Munich, it's Man U, it's PSV, it's Olympiacos. So just a really funky, cool set. The action photo, and he's got the Predators, the OG Predators on, which is pretty cool.
Oh wow, I'm seeing like the
Nils
front. Whoa, Champ!
I'm waiting for this in the mail. Nils is sending me this. I'm waiting for it. It should get here in a couple of days. That's pretty cool, man. Shout out to Nils, man.
Shout out Nils.
Shout out Nils, man.
I haven't seen that set. This is really new to me.
It's a nice one, man. It's
that's a thing. It is not expensive. And let me pull up my notes here quick. So that is a pop 7 across all grades.
Wow.
Matt's about to like FOMO.
Yeah. I'm taking some notes here.
It said, Leo, I need 3 boxes.
That's very cool,
man.
So okay, so that's my France representation today. It's like not the best 3 France cards, but those are one of the ones that came.
Gorgeous.
Well, we should level set with the audience. Dan has he's got like a suitcase of Henry. He's a premier Henry collector, and we asked him to show some stuff that maybe folks hadn't seen before. So that we're kind of diving deep into the uniqueness of Dan's collection, which is amazing.
Very amazing.
Thank you, Matt. All right, let's go to Monaco. Back to Monaco quick. So we talked about the rookie
graphics.
No, oh man, Primo show has Primo graphics. So again, shout out Mills. This is from Mills. This was Mills' old copy. This is the second year Henry French.
Man.
Champ and I have talked about, Dan, I don't know what you think, but like second year was a thing growing up, collecting, a variety of things like as kids. And I don't know that it's caught on quite as much, but I mean, I love second year stuff, and especially one as beautiful as that.
Yeah.
And that set I feel is not that easy, man.
It's not.
That like yellow border, it's man.
No, there's no 10s. This is Pop 2 right now.
Wow.
Pop 2, none higher. PSA total pop 14. So
Wow, I didn't know it was 14. Damn,
That's crazy low.
second year, man.
You got to send Leo to France.
France foot, man.
And did you guys ever see my super dumb, stupid joke where I was like, ketchup and mustard?
Dan, I re-listened to your interview with Soccer Study where you said that. I was like, I love that. I love the ketchup and mustard.
Yeah.
The whole colors, man.
Yeah. And last but not least, this was on the Soccer Study interview as well, but it has to be shown again. There's too many people who don't know about it.
Design is beautiful.
Matt, you have one too. Hold yours.
It's one. I mean, honestly, like, does a design get better than this?
We're so geeks. We're so geeks. We're cupcakes, man.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
The entire pop of 9 is like PSA 9 is right here on the ThePreMoPodcast.
Yeah. So hey, for those that don't know, this is Henry's first known card card, non-sticker card. This is the 9s of Pop 14. There's one higher. I know who owns the one higher. Shout out that guy. I was the underbidder on that. That guy is an amazing collector. You know who you are if you're listening to this. And I'm glad you have it. But the back borders on these cards are what really kill it. Man. There's these delicate red borders that just get crushed over time.
It's a beautiful design, man. And being his first card, man, it's just sick, man.
It really is.
Oh my god, man.
Right too. Shout out the Breathe Right.
The Breathe Right.
Man. Sick design, man.
All right, keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling.
Yes.
Do it. Okay, so we're gonna, Henry, up and comer in France. He said, I'm gonna venture out. I'm gonna go to Italy, right? And he did his half season with Juve, joining his national teammate at Juve in Zidane. One thing I have to say quick is the Merlin Rubies. Did one of you guys pick up a Merlin Ruby recently? Matt, did you, or did I make that up?
I have a Zidane. I haven't picked it up recently.
I have all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. If Henry had one of those,
I know.
I would.
You'd probably have 2 of them by now.
I would sell all my cards and I would buy those. It was it's so funny. It was the year he was there at Juve.
Right.
He just had set because he was he was a ship in the night,
Yeah.
But
he was only there for 8 or 9 months, right? It wasn't even a full calendar year, right? He was in and out. Boom.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't working for him, and that's Papa Banger picked him up, brought him to London. But this is the 98 Calciatori.
Beautiful.
And
Calciatori.
And, yeah, I was can you guys want to wax poetic about Calciatori, Maradona, Eusebio, Pele? This is such an iconic set. This card is very cool. Obviously, it looks just very.
Nini had the game on lock, man.
Yeah, no, he was game face for sure.
Well, there's something cool. He was at Juve for such a short period of time that his Juve stuff doesn't pop up that much, so it has a little extra oomph,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
That's awesome.
Sure does. And I don't know, he was actually in a lot of 99 Juventus sets, but this is the one from 98 that I know of. So this is the Juve card for me that really just kind of represents that quick transition era.
Portrait, man. Beautiful, man. Now we're going to the Big Daddy. Should
we go to, well, and Matt, I know you don't have yours on you, but yeah, let's go. Should we go to North London?
Let's do it.
Okay. So I'm going to show this card again, but I upgraded since last time. Thank you, Leo. So I got this is the FIFA for those listening or who aren't familiar. This is the 2001 Panini Foot EA Sports 11. These were distributed alongside the game to promote the game. black borders that are hard to grade. These are the scarcest, rarest Arsenal stickers, or sorry, like Arsenal era Henry stickers that exist.
It's beautiful. It's my second favorite of his, man.
I agree.
It's my personal second favorite like sticker of his, man. Oh my God, it's perfect. It's everything about me in one like sticker, right? The video game.
Don't you guys also think, especially for Americans, FIFA was a gateway into international soccer for us? Especially because, Dan, you were talking about how hard it was to access the actual games, and it got better as we got older, right? But the FIFA game was always there for us, and we were learning about who was on what team and their attributes, and all that. It was huge.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, totally. My friends and I would do this like little round robin tournament where we pick a team, and then you got to cherry pick another player from another team. And like Shevchenko was like the best player in the game one year, and I remember picking up him and just cooking in the midfield. So
Good
yeah,
memories. You just brought back a memory with that dude. He was lethal.
yeah, he was.
He was godlike in that game.
So yeah, that's a great point. That's a gateway for a lot of us, and so that sticker is so nostalgic, and but really it comes down to the fundamentals for me of that sticker. I would say I pulled up the pop for that. So that was a PSA 9 that I had upgraded from the 8.2. The 9 is a pop 3 with 2 higher, right? So there's not a lot. There's 13 total in the PSA pop before. And
how do you have 2?
So I have one of the 9s as well, and I have a 6. So I actually matched y'all with these 2. Shout out to Leo.
Champ has every card.
Hey, what's really crazy is I don't think that there's people that think that these are around in abundance. I don't think they are, man. I don't think that we're gonna see a jump in pops like we saw with Leo in the last like year or so. I personally think that these are much more rare than people think. And I could be wrong with that, but when I've been reading up on it and like just seeing about it, I don't think that we're gonna see a jump in those, man, at all, man. That's I think, like I said, it's my second favorite of his, and that entire set I think is just beautiful, man. Every single one of me is beautiful. Like even like the dudes I don't know nothing about, like they're freaking beautiful to me, man. Such a beautiful sticker, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a fun one. All right,
Leo, man.
Let's do. This is the kind of a new one. I got it reholded with the correct year. We're gonna hop into Merlin a little bit. So
love it.
Oh, dude,
this is a pop one.
Sick, man.
2001 Merlin's FA Premier League.
Oh God.
I mean, when the sticker fills the whole slab, it invokes cards for me too. And to get this in a 10, like the guy who I'm so grateful for the collector that traded me this. Because the Arsenal slabs and cards have been the hardest to get for me. So I filled out my collection. I filled out Monaco. I got Juve. I got the Red Bull stuff. I got the Barca stuff. These are hard to find. Like,
yeah.
I was chatting with some of my British Henry collector friends today, and I was like, why are these so hard to find? And they're like, well, part of it's like PSA has been like slow to kind of lay their footprint down in Europe. That's happening. More of these will get graded. But a lot of these are just stuck into the books.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not laying around.
That is gorgeous, man.
They weren't printed in mass.
That might be my favorite piece that you've shown. Like, wow. that is just crazy. I'm a sucker for Merlin, the foil, and plus like that era of Premier League, that era of Merlin, like that is absolutely gorgeous.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah. So this is a pop 1 gem mint 10.
Crazy
fun. This is there's only a total of 7 graded by PSA currently.
I'm about to write notes on this one, man. I'm about to put the word out on this one, man.
So, You know, it's got the Dreamcast on there too. I mean, that's sort of how I was like, when that name came to me, I was like, I got to change my name. You know, like you guys know my old name for those OGs. But this 2001, Arsenal won the double that year. So like significance for collectors, 2001 is a great year if you're an Arsenal collector because Arsenal won the treble. This is also, if you're a player collector, this was Henry's first Premier League golden boot.
Wow.
You know,
that is now my third favorite Henry. Thank you for making me go hunt tonight.
You know, and I'll tell you what, guys, like I want people to like watch this episode too and be like, I'm gonna go grade some stuff because there are gems sitting out there right now. There are 9 sitting out there right now. I've graded a bunch of stuff. I've just bought stuff off of eBay and I've gotten 9s and 10s doing that. And I've gotten a lot of 4s and I've gotten a lot of 6s. But if you're passionate about this, go find some raw and just see what you can do and work your way up.
No, that thing was beautiful, man. Holy moly.
Thank you.
Dude, oh man, I gotta.
All right, let's do this one next because this one is cool too. This one invokes 90s basketball card for me as well.
Yeah,
this is a 2001 Topps Premier League Gold star player.
Oh my god,
that's another just legendary set.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
My goodness.
So, construction-wise, the card is like has the matte, like Henry, like in the front, and then it has like refractor, almost like refractor foil behind him, with like the
stunning, man.
You know, the profile picture, and then the more like body shot.
Is that an insert, Dan, or is that sort of just like one of the base cards that's like a little bit of like a variation?
That's a good question. I don't want to say the wrong thing. It says it's number R1, which suggests insert to me.
Yep.
Man.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, and then the back is kind of like very, very that era.
It's so 90s basketball. You're right.
Dude, I used to read like the back of the cards in the bathroom, bro. That's how bad it was for me, man.
Yeah. I forget who it was. Somebody had a great story on Instagram today. It was like, do you like the old cards, like with the more artful backs? And like, you know, I was like, yes. And then like, that's what everybody had voted on. Like, we don't need stats on the back of all of our cards.
No.
Man, that's beautiful, man.
That's a cool one.
And last but not least, this one I think is just, you know, sorry to go all Arsenal collector on you guys quick. It'll be done shortly for those of you who don't care. But I just think this is the first kind of like, this is his Arsenal debut sticker to me. It's the 1999 Merlin's FA Premier League headshot. And it's just kind of, you know, yeah, it's still baby faced.
That's iconic. That is classic.
What's the pop on this one, man?
So I think there's going to be a lot more of this one coming up. When I got this, it was like a pop 3, none higher. That was probably about a year and a half ago, and it's currently this is a PSA 9. It's a pop 10 with 4 higher, and their PSA total pop of 40.
That's not a lot at all for being
that's low for early 2000s. You know, Premier League, like that's nice.
And aren't these like usually not centered nicely or miscut kind of in like a weird way, right? They're kind of like a little off.
Yeah, like most stickers of that era. I mean, you got like the white border that is just can be tough.
Man, that one's beautiful, man.
Yeah. It's got the little mustache on there.
Man, are we moving away from Arsenal? Are we going into new territory here?
Let's do it.
Barca.
A quick but successful stop.
So I just want to throw this out there. I picked 2 modern cards for this to like talk about for Barca, and I did that for a specific reason. I have like all of his Barca stuff, and I have it all in high grades. You know, Mega Cracks, Este, Mundi promo. That stuff is sick. And Champ, do you have your Cracks handy? I love that one.
Look at that.
PSA 10. I do not have that in the 10, so if you want to trade,
it's yours, buddy.
I'll see you at National, hopefully.
Yeah, it's a SoCo Expo. SoCo.
At SoCo, excuse me.
SoCo.
You know, and those are great. Those are great cards. They're so fun to collect. They're so iconic. You know, I mean, I don't even need to say, like, it's Messi and all of those guys have made those sets what they are. But for me, some of my favorite Henry Barca cards are, and I'll dive into this one. I'm a Galactic guy.
Oh man,
and
a lot of people are.
Yeah, and you know, it comes down again. It's scarcity and aesthetics. And
wow, that was beautiful, man.
When people buy these cards, they don't sell them right away. They hang on to them for a long time. This will be impossible. They're hard to catch on camera too. But Panini did not get the Premier League license until 2018, and they lose it this upcoming season. So that's going to be the end of Panini era. Premier League cards, there might be like FIFA cards where they have to like airbrush the sleeve sponsors off. But for me, you know, this is first year of Revolution. This revolutionary set is crazy. There's some amazing players in it. Figo's in this one and some others. Cannavaro.
Man.
And yeah, so, you know, I just wanted to shout out my fellow Galactic collectors with this one.
That one's sick, man.
And then the second one is one that I've been looking for forever. And then I found the France one recently, but going back to Nobility. So Nobility has like these really trademark, like colorful base cards, right? And they're paper.
Yeah.
But their inserts and their autos are like insane. And for me, this is just such a unique card, the holofoil. There's no other insert that looks like it. And it's like the player image, it's the 4 club, and then you can put the 4 country. There's a 4 country for those that don't know. Pairing, you can put them together. Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a really, really wonderful checklist for this insert. Yeah. And they're really hard to find. Even the base are somewhat expensive relative to base cards. And then the golds just never pop up.
Yeah.
Like, somebody DM'd me about this a couple years ago, and I was like, yes, I'm not negotiating with you. I'm buying this card. As one does.
Beautiful, man.
Yep. That's Henry. This is an image of Henry from 2008.
Is that out of 10, Dan?
Yeah, so this is the gold out of 10.
Beautiful.
Yeah, those do not come up, man. Like, you'll sit around and wait a couple years for one to maybe come up, man. It's those sets on that particular, like, man, I think they hit it out the park with that set. Like, I don't even want them to even like bring that set out ever again, like just to make like that one.
Just leave it there.
Yeah, it's perfect, man. It's card stock. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not a sticker. It's a nice card. The white borders, like Dan said, it's got the colors. I think it's got like blue, red, gold. I want to say that's it, right? It's not even a lot of.
Well, like parallel lines?
Yeah, right. It's only like 3 or 4 colors on those, right?
There's the 101. There's the gold out of 10. And there's the base. And that's it.
I like the simplicity of that.
Yeah, it looks clean, man.
They really did. Yeah, they really did.
Oh, man, it's bringing out the good stuff, man.
We're nearing the end.
We are.
All good things must come to an end. Okay, let's talk about MLS.
There we go. This is what the people want to hear.
You guys are gonna look at your like YouTube analytics, and it's gonna be like European watchers is gonna like be like
3 American dudes talking about the MLS.
But Can I just set the scene? And I've talked to some British collectors about these cards, and there's something more than just like these being the MLS. There's some really nice fundamentals to these cards. So
Yeah, they are.
the beauty, and anybody who's thinking about collecting Henry, you get to collect. You've seen it now. You get to collect old French stickers. You get to collect, some Calciatore like Italian stuff. You get to collect all the cool Merlin top stuff from his 8 years at Arsenal. All of the Barca Spanish sets, all the big ones. He's in all of those. But now we're at the beginning. 2014 hits, and we have modern cards, and we have World Cup Prism. And Henry has now, in his final year of in his career, he's now in 2014 Topps Chrome. And if you are an MLS believer or whatever, like, it is the first Topps Chrome set. It's not the Topps Chrome set, but you get to collect shiny playing days cards. And I just thought that was so cool when I realized, like, it hit me, like, you can collect all these pre-modern grails, and then you can get gold refractor playing day cards that are just unbelievable, kind of top tier design aesthetics.
That's such an interesting point, Dan. Like, what other player, like, I think Henry would have to be at the top in terms of his presence in the range of iconic sets that you just mentioned. Like, he would have to be right. Like, he's hitting different leagues. He's hitting different brands. He's hitting different eras. It really is a rich kind of, you have a lot of options.
Yeah. Yep. Totally. Yeah. So, taste the rainbow. You really can do it. This is the 2014 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor. Interesting set. This doesn't follow the modern parallel structure at all. There's a red out of 25 red refractor. I've actually never ever seen that card. And then there's a 10 atomic refractor out of 10, which is like cracked ice. I've seen one of those. I don't own one. And then I don't remember what the 1 of 1 is now. And then there's like blue out of 99. There's some other unnumbered parallels as well, but it's a much more simplified parallel structure there. So this was a fun one. I bought a 9 early on. These were just sitting on eBay because people were like, MLS. Blah.
Yeah.
I was like, but it's a cool card. Like, I mean, in terms of the prestige of the set and like where it sits in the pantheon of cards, I was like, that's cool. So I bought this one raw for like $100, and then I graded it and it gemmed, and I sold the 9. And so
nice, man.
That's a great one. And then I'll kind of bring it home on the Red Bulls cards with my actual latest mail day that you guys might have seen. That this is the MLS Marks. This is 2012 MLS Marks auto.
Got the scruff too.
Is that Upper Deck?
It is Upper Deck, yeah.
I'm just a sucker for Upper Deck. I'm a sucker for that design. That's
love Upper Deck, bro.
That's incredible, man.
Wow, man.
So
King of the one touch. King of the one touch.
Hell yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, you are the king. Man, that is sick. I had never even seen that one until you freaking like did it, bro. I'd never.
Neither have I.
And again, I had some Brits in my DMs being like, I've never seen that one, or like, Red Bulls cards do kind of hit different. And I was telling them, I'm like, here's the deal, like, this is Henry's first pack pulled auto, playing years auto.
That means something.
A lot.
There's 35 of them. This is out of 35. This is 34 out of 35.
Oh shit! Damn.
He has 70 total playing years autos. There's a national. There's a national like auto that you guys might have seen. It's more of an action photo that was distributed at the national. That was not pack pulled, but this is the one. Like, this is
wow.
I mean, this is playing years auto, and there's 35 of them, and it's pack pulled. So that's got to mean something. for people who believe in those fundamentals,
Yes.
this is the auto to get, like, for me. And I'm like, I had been searching for this card for years, and one popped up at auction, and I was like, I will pay more than anybody else for this card.
Yeah.
That's the mindset.
As you should.
So when the next one appears in 4 years, like, if you watch this video and you liked what I said and what we're talking about, like, you know, be patient, and like one will appear again, and it won't be anytime soon though.
Let me ask you this, Dan. We're not going to talk about price, but did you feel like there was intense competition for that card? Were other people respecting what you were respecting?
You know, I luckily have like I have my little like honorary group of like friends, right? That like we're all like, are you going after that one? Are you know, and like they know how what a sicko I am. So there's a couple of friends out there, you know who you are if you're listening to this. Like, thank you for
They backed off.
Yeah. And
they already knew he was gonna go rabid. Yeah, that is sick, man.
That's awesome.
So that's what I got for you guys. You know, I hope if you know, I in addition to like talking to you guys, which is an absolute treat for me, like I hope there are some people out there who, you know, I feel like I was thinking about this. I was like, there's probably more like I like James Sancho, but there's probably like more James Sancho like card breakdown videos than there are Thierry Henry videos, and I was like, that is a travesty.
That's a crime.
So thank you for like this platform to like geek out and talk about a few of these cards with you guys. It's really fun, and anybody watching this again, like hopefully you saw like 1 or 2 cards tonight. That was my goal, like that you're like, I didn't know that card existed. I'd never seen that before. That's cool, and I want to go find one.
Oh man, I'm in awe. I saw things that, hate to say it, man, I'm gonna have to kind of rethink my whole what's called like TT flow now, because there you showed me some things that I'm like, I did not know existed, man. And that's I think what the point of this is like we're suckers for more information. We want to know about this stuff. Like I'm the type of dude where if I see something, it's like, where'd you get that? What's the rule? Then it's like nowadays pop report, is it even popped? And to see you that Merlin's that 2001 was that was sick, man. That to me was sick. I like you said, it covered up the whole slab. It was gorgeous. That auto, you just said 35 pack pulled out of 35. That is ridiculous, man.
Yep.
Like I never even seen that one. He's got the whole scruffy look going on, that whole, you know, like winter, like Rocky IV look. That was beautiful. The what's called like Club and Country, I love, just because that was one of the sets like early on that just was beautiful to me, right? Like just seeing it, just how it looked. And nowadays like we mentioned, you don't see those at all. Like you don't see those at all. And now online, I feel like there is no good stuff almost on what's called like eBay. Like it almost feels that way. I think like if you want something good, you have to connect with somebody, kind of like what you said. You got to have contacts, because if something like that comes up on eBay, Dan's gonna get it most likely, or someone in his group, like within 10 seconds, right? And so, man, for me, I'm just I love you, bro, and like I obviously I don't know you, but I mean that in the sense of like, you collect how I do. Like you go hard freaking core. You know, stick to your guns. You don't veer off. You just keep on it. And I think I appreciate that, because like I said, it's very tough. And I'm sure that Matt feels the same way. It's tough to find folks that really put their heart in it, and that's really about the passion behind these players, and how we hunt, and those feelings. Like, man, when you like said that, yeah, no one was gonna like get that card, bro. That's my mind state on some cards, and it's not even in an arrogant way. It's just our passion for it won't allow us to lose it. Like, we need it. It's not even a whole, I'm gonna brag to everybody. Like y'all see, I don't post as much as I guess I should, but bro, at nighttime, I'm here in my underwear, like doing circles with these puppies. Like it just, it is what it is. And so for you to share what I feel is the best that I've seen of Henry. You just have an amazing collection. Your style of how you approach it, how you research. I learned more from you, right? And I hope that I could keep on, what's the word, sharpening my sword, and you know what I'm saying, like as time goes along. So thank you, man, for me. Just thank you. I'm just hyped, man. I'm really hyped. So appreciate you, Dan. Seriously, man.
And I'm still processing the MLS Marks Upper Deck card. Like, I didn't think an MLS card would be the thing that I'm like obsessed with. I think I blacked out, and I'm still like coming to. Like, I didn't know it existed. It's so cool. But yeah, I mean, Dan, we've admired you, you know, your Instagram page and kind of, you know, DM'd here or there. But thank you so much for being our first guest. And I don't think we could have a better, truer collector as our first guest. So we really appreciate it.
Love you guys. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for being on. Like, you guys are a lighthouse. Like, you will attract people like you to this thing, and I think that's what's so cool. I was so excited to listen to like your first show. I remember like you guys had like this like janky like link too that was like, I was just like, they're just figuring it out. It's so funny, but it was, the content was so pure. So you know, I love you guys are building it, and I feel like the people are going to come. So thank you for having me on to talk about Henry, and yeah, I just appreciate it. It was really fun to chat cards with you guys for an hour.
Oh man, thank you for everyone that wants to follow Dan. I think y'all already are, but just in case, that's his tag on IG. He posts stories every day. He has a mail day. I think the mail goes to his house 4 or 5 times a day.
So extra, yeah.
So it just takes him like 5 minutes to like get it out of the package and put it into the what's called like one touch. And just follow him, man. He's I don't get hyped, but his stories, I'm always what's called like writing you with like a different gold name, because every time you're posting in gold. And bro, just seriously, like, thank you for being you. There's been folks in this world that, you know, are little weirdos, and you've always been 100 with me ever since day one, since we started just like chit chatting. And it, like I said, it's cool that we're in the same force, man. You know what I mean? Like you have your like key things that you follow, which is the same as me, same as Matt. So we are like same cloth, different what's called like texture. You know what I mean? Like, but that's just really cool just to like hear you out. And man, you showed some heat, man. And so everybody just follow him. He's gonna keep bringing heat. I don't see him ever dying down. I think with us, as time goes along, we literally do get better. So follow his page. You'll see him just keep lighting it up. And it's been an honor, man, for real. Our first guest. Me and Matt are really popular now. Now we're bringing in the big guns, as y'all can see now. So I'm really excited, man. So thank you, man. Matt,
you guys are
awesome, brother. This was awesome.
Thank you.
All right, man. So enjoy the rest of this episode. And what was it? Yeah, do the like, subscribe, follow. Even if you don't like us, like, share us. We don't like mind that either. We actually love that too. So and see you at SoCo, brother.
Absolutely, I'll be there.
Nice.
SoCo. I'm bringing this with me, so I got you, man. Got you at SoCo, man. We're sponsors now, so you know we're now up here now. You know we was down here, but we slowly climbing it. The Primo Card Show in 2031 in the Bahamas or Thailand. So all right, y'all.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, guys.
Brother. All right, and then where's where I'm gonna edit. All right, as y'all just seen, that was a spectacular interview. Once again, Dan, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
We thank them so much. I think just because it was just a dope moment. I think for us, our first time that we had a threesome, I think it went amazing. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to his stash. Wow. I mean, seriously, he's that guy, right? Like he's that guy. So definitely feel blessed, man, that we're able to do that. Thierry Henry, I mean, you can't really say much, man. He's just top. I think he's just top, man. So, man, again, Dan, thank you. Hope that y'all enjoyed that. And next up, man, we definitely got to go to collectors of the week, right? This first guy, man, I really like this dude's flow, man. I've been slowly starting to kind of chat with him a little more on DMs. He's somebody that he knows his stuff. He's constantly picking up dope stuff for his like PC. He collects the same players, the same era that we do, and I think that that's what makes him so cool, because he's got the same type of vibes towards it that like we do, right? He seems like he's from our era, our age, like our whole style. So want to give a shout out to Noah Collect Soccer, man. He's definitely doing it up. He had a great Fanatics 170. I would, like venture to say that was one of the I would say crown jewels of the auction, but I guess you could say it was one of the rubies of the auction that he was able to snag. And man, I know that's top of top for what's called like Zizou cards is those rubies, man. There's only, I want to say there's that gold and then that ruby that he got. I mean, those are top notch, because then that one's from 98, 99, and then the other one I think is like the gold one the following year, right? So he got a beautiful one. It was a copy that was from Nils' stash. I remember actually when Nils attained like that one. So that's cool to see it go from Nils to Noah, right? Like
I thought the same thing. It was like
right?
a passing of the torch from like,
like
Nils is kind of moving into new areas, and he's, he was saying goodbye to the Ruby, and I think it couldn't have gone to a more passionate kind of like, not up and coming, but I feel like, to your point, watching Noah's evolution and kind of chatting with him on Instagram. He's like, he's swimming in the same waters with us, and I love it. He recently got his first Zidane rookie. He got the ruby. Like, he's stepping up his game, and it's fun to watch him step up his game. The passion. He does content on Instagram. So like, follow Noah. Awesome dude, awesome collector, has a great collection.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Noah, man. Me and him been, he'll post a card, I'll post a card, and then it's like, yo, did you know this? Oh, dude, I don't do. And that's
dude, he was the one. He didn't alert me to the R9 auto, the 2002 that was on Card Hobby, but like, he was one of the ones that kind of reinforced it, and we were chatting about it for a long time before I decided to make a play. So like, I don't know. That's the other thing, is like, when cool people in the hobby, they let you know about stuff that you might be making a play on. So,
man, shout out Noah. I'm excited to see where he's going, because he's got a dope vibe to him, man, and I believe he's going to SoCo. So I that's someone that I really want to take a selfie with. Champ
has link up
like 32, 33 people. There's like 2 people I'm not trying to even make eye contact with, but Noah is on the list of my take a selfie list, right? So shout out to Noah, man. Next up, this dude's been on a bender. I think this dude, for a second, I thought maybe he was going through like a divorce or something, because he just started posting heat the last couple weeks, man. Like, he redesigned his whole page, and this dude brought a tsunami of flames nonstop. I had to write the dude like, yo, man, is everything all right, bro? Like, you kind of getting real like aggressive. And that goes to my man Jeff, man. He's the man, bro. He is on our stuff. He's on Primo. He loves Primo. He has a ton of dope stuff. He obviously grabs other things too, but he has a hardcore Primo what's called like section.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, I felt like, I was kind of like, yo, I'm not gonna post for a month after he's done, because he was just on fire. Everything that he posted, and it was like every 15, every 12 minutes, I was like, yo, this dude is like bombarding us with greatness. So shout out to Jeff. Follow him. Like I said, I've been like seeing his stuff forever. Cool dude. He's also in our what's called like Discord as well. So shout out to him, man, and shout out for his wave of flames that he has brought upon us, right, from the skies, man. And man, the money shot. Final thoughts. This is the longest I've gone in a very long time, man.
I'm proud of you.
This right here is like a combination. This is like a Scholesy flick. This is like a Quentin Tarantino film here. This is like a Lord of the Rings extended edition trilogy.
It is.
But it was worth it. This was a great episode for us. I think the folks are going to love it. I think that, I hate to say it, man, but we're hitting it out of the park, man. And I think pretty soon, I think folks will see what this is about. And this is just about us geeking.
Watch it in chunks, watch it in chunks if you have to. But yeah, hopefully it's, it's the conversation with Dan was so good. We had to extend, we had to go deep. So
yeah, no, that was deep with Dan.
Yeah.
Going deep with Dan. sounds like that's what it should have been called. Going deep with Dan. Dan's a great guy, man. He's someone that I've always respected since he was Paulie. That was his page name, and just to see him continuously bring the heat for all these years has been amazing, man. And so, like I said, for me, it was an honor. I know for you as well, that he was able to sit down and share with us the amazing stuff. It's funny because with him, it's like we could do a 12-hour show, and I think we'd still have, like, we could do 2 or 3 12-hour shows.
Totally.
It was cool that we were like, hey, let's just try to show this, or maybe this era, and he hit it out the park with every single one, like nonstop. So very, very proud of this episode. Hope that y'all enjoy. And we'll be back, man. We always here, man. We always coming. We're about to turn it up on content. We got shirts coming. We're gonna have like lighters. We're gonna have like USB. Not just playing. We're not gonna go on that level, but very, very proud of where this is going. Very proud of you. You've been grabbing things, just amazing things. I'm still doing my whole whale and shark and dolphin mode flow thing, whatever you want to call it. And just shout out to freaking pre-modern, man. I think it's an era that we definitely love, man. We're very passionate about, and we hope that y'all see that and that y'all enjoy this, man. And we're always going to try to do this for y'all, for the geeks, for the nerds, for the crackheads. There is no us without y'all. Like, we're all in the same boat of collecting, and we want to see this space just continue to grow. Just shoot for the moon, you know what I mean? Just shoot for the stars, and on some like Matthew McConaughey, you know what I'm saying, like Interstellar vibes. But yeah, man, great episode. Next up is gonna be a good one too. I think everything that like we do is gonna be good. So excited.
We're gonna keep it going. And thanks everybody for tuning in, and comment, like, feedback. It's all welcome. So
yes, even the bad parts.
Yep.
Let us know. I want to know what y'all don't like about me. Every single one of you. Just let me know. See y'all soon. And that's it, man.
All right. Thanks everybody.
Peace out, man. Peace out.